Hello, it's Teresa here, and welcome to my channel for a new video on my Victorian vintage journal, which is a Junk Journal Madness project. This is a collaboration, I had to try and think of the word, that has been shared out by Susan with I Totally Love It. And thank you, Susan, for the opportunity to be a guest collaborator for July. So I had the journal cover completed, and I talked about the idea. I talked about setting down rules for myself to try and stay vintage and Victorian. But things happen, and this little piece of DSP from Stampin Up, it's a retired designer series paper, just caught my eye. I printed over it, that caught my eye, and I had the idea for using something like a flashcard for the definitions of vintage and Victorian, and then this lovely lady caught my eye. And so yeah, threw all the rules out the window at the onset. But now we have the opportunity to line the inside of the cover. I was able to do that with the vintage page. What do they call blank pages in books? I don't know. I think they call them like cover pages or something. But anyways, that's vintage. And then I started selecting my papers. This is French vintage, possibly Victorian era. Same thing here, French vintage, possibly Victorian. Now this envelope does have a date on it of, I swear I saw a date somewhere. No, I'm not seeing it. That's weird. Maybe it was another one. September 1, something AM, May. Yep, I don't see a date. So this is definitely vintage though. And we've got some music paper, I don't know what, it's not really a prayer card, I don't know what that is. And then this is some history that I want to put into it, and I finally came up with a solution for putting history in. I decided that I'm not going to try to like glue the history in, like something like this, but I'm going to take pages like this and I'm going to insert them. So I'm going to insert a little history in different places. This is an old book that has the date of 1905, so we've got Victorian and vintage. And this is just lovely. And I created a up top spot there. I don't remember why I did that, but I did. And let's see, that's all of that. What do we got here? This has a date of 1891, and so I always have to go back to my little cheat card. Victorian is 1837. Where'd it go? I'm just being very careful because, okay, 1837. Yep, 1891 is this. So this is Victorian and vintage. And then I've got a couple timeline things that I'm going to tuck into places. And then I have two postcards. this one is 1909 and the other one is 1906. And so the end time for Victorian was 1901. So the one 1901. Oh, they both are outside of the time. Darn, I thought one was within. Close enough for hand grenades and horseshoes, whatever that saying is. Alright, so I've decided to do a Midori type binding. No sew. I don't know. I confuse my terms. So I have to be very careful. I'm a little nervous about this because I don't have a lot of room for mistakes. I am going to eyeball it. So, but I am going to try and do equal distance on both sides. If I could hold still long enough. Okay, the bend is right there. So I want to get perfect there. Did I do perfect? Pretty close. And I'm going to do the other one. This is why I don't show this kind of stuff on camera usually. Not as good, but it'll work. Okay, then I'm going to do a little bit more because I'm trying something out here. And we're going to have another hole right here. I don't know, that might be a little too close. Okay, yeah. Oh well. So now I need my eyelets. Sorry if I bumped the camera. Why does it always do that? I'm talking about my stupid hand. Kind of close together. This is tough to try and do this. Oh man, that is totally not on the, that was totally bad, Teresa. Let's just roll with it and see what happens. keep reminding myself that this is not about this is not about perfection. This is about having fun. And setting challenges for ourselves. Lord, getting up in the morning some days is a challenge. Do I get an amen to that? Okay, so the first snafu is that doesn't work so well. All right. I'm not very smart some days. Let's see. So we're going to put new creases in this, and my pages are going to be too long. But we will meet one challenge at a time. So I need a crease about there. Yeah, that will work. My pages are going to be too short like this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend something. I don't know what, but I'm going to extend my cover. Okay, so now we have a fold there. I hear so many people say when they start to struggle, they say, trust the process. Well, shoot, is there a process? I don't know. Okay, now we've got that happening. So now when we put our pages in, they extend a lot, so we knew that was going to happen. So now we're going to, nope. The reason why I wanted to do the elastic binding was because I don't want to permanently alter these pages because it's vintage ephemera, and I want them to be able to be pulled out and maybe used for something else. So we're going to I think I have an idea. I've got these wonderful, where'd I put them? Wonderful vintage envelopes. Oh, I know where I put them. We're going to use these. I need strong ones. We're going to use these to extend. Okay, that's not thick enough. I don't know that any of them are going to be thick enough. This one is, but this is a flimsy one. Like that idea though. So this would go with vintage because this is yeah, I studied this one quite a bit yesterday and I couldn't find a date. But it's vintage, I'm sure it's vintage. Okay, so what am I going to do for the back? none of these are wide enough. No. So let's look over here. Nice and sturdy and wide, but man, it's really a lot. Ideally, I would like something that matches this. That does, but I don't like the color. That's not bad. Decisions. Alright, I'm going to do it like that. And I was going to turn this around like that because I like that better. But then I realized that I want to be able to use the envelope to tuck things in. Alright, it'll go like that, and this one will go like that. And I'm going to make them flush at the bottom. And then I may trim that one off a little bit. And I may make that a top tuck instead of a side tuck. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I usually don't design like this live on camera because I think it can be painstaking to watch that sort of thing. But I kind of got caught in the thick of the moment. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to move forward and commit myself. So this can have the option to be, I gotta replace this mat. This bump in this mat just drives me nuts. But I'm gonna move forward and make it so that this could be a top tuck as well. This one shut. And we will bummer about that is that hides all my fun vintage paper that lines the inside of the cover. But it is what it is. Now we're going to take a piece of this, or maybe, yeah, I like the darker color. So something shorter. I don't know how fragile this paper is, so I'll just use art glitter. So for the most part, this is a French Victorian vintage journal because most of the pages that I'm using are French. Alright, so then I'm going to put something right here at some point that will help keep that closed. And I think that will work for extending the journal. Now I'm going to have to walk over to the other side of my craft room to see if I can find my elastic because I forgot to grab that first. Very good. I located it right away. That's what happens when you organize your stuff. This is one signature. And the way I remember is that when you do it like this, this allows you to have some room for your pages. I didn't say that very well. Oh boy, now for the moment of truth. You know, because this is such a small signature, making it light, I think that's going to work just fine. And I think I can put more things in there as well. Yep. It works good. Okay, so far, so good. What I wanted to do was, so this is going to be a top tub, so that will be fine for this. I'm going to put a lace pocket there. That might work. but I don't have a lot of wide ribbon. This is wide, but it's too white. I don't want it that white. That's too modern. I think this is ribbon that I got from Juanette. That's wide, but it's very white. Ah, things are falling out. Okay, I think we're gonna go with that. over, and it will fold just fine like that. I kind of just like that. This needs a little bit more glue, and I'll think about what else I'm going to do. Meanwhile, my Fabritac is going nuts on me. Seeping out. I have to rethink where I'm going to put the postcard. Both the same. That one's a little bit shorter. So maybe I will put that one in there. And I'm just not worried about things going over the top for this little journal. Something happened. What just happened? Okay. I don't know, I must have bumped something. But all of a sudden my screen went away for the preview. Oh, maybe. How could I make that work? I can't. I may have to give up on wanting to add that postcard. I don't know. I'll put it in like that now and just think about it. I think it'll be fine. And then I'm going to do pockets. Like I've already got an up tuck right here. And these are just going to be timeline items as an encouragement for someone to look up the history on the internet or in a book or whatever and learn more about what happened during this time. I was thinking about lining the inside of that because it's fragile, and putting things in and out of it is going to cause it to tear. So I could take some paper like this. This is from that envelope top. Just tuck that inside it. Yep, that'll work. I'm going to do that. But I'm going to do that off camera. So today we took a look at the cover, had to do some tweaking to the cover, and we put in our elastic binding, and we put our pages in. I may add some more pages. Maybe something a little bit bigger for bigger pockets. Oh, this one was supposed to go in there too. So where do I want this one to go? I think I want this one. I think I want this one to go right here. This is a good test for this kind of thing with fragile original ephemera. Because of my tremors, it's real hard for me to be gentle. Sometimes I might pull a little bit harder than what I mean to because of the tremors. So this is a good test to see, you know, what accommodations we need to make for using original ephemera. Will it work? So on and so forth. So this has a flip out, and I can take another piece of paper like this, and but this appears to be fragile to me, so I would probably want to fold this in to reinforce it. More decisions to be made off camera, but for now I think we've got a good start. I'm going to reinforce this envelope, and I will be back again next week to see what other ideas I've come up with to add to this Victorian vintage French type journal. Thanks, and have a great day.